everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to share my favorites. I'm actually filming this on Friday 30th of September and I'm hoping to edit this video still today and publish it, so hopefully you see it today. So here are a few things that I have really enjoyed in the past month. Fineliners. I have rediscovered my fineliners and I have a selection here just to kind of show you the difference of them. And my kind of all-time favorite fineliner would be this one. So the Muji 0.25, but I think it has been discontinued. And I may still have some that I bought in like a big pack. Not sure why it was discontinued. It's just such a beautiful pen. It glides perfectly. The one that's still available is this one, which is 0.35. So I actually use this one a lot to like write notes and things like that. It writes beautifully. I haven't tested it out here actually, but let's see. So the Muji is the fourth here. So actually, as you can see, it's the finest one. No skipping, no problems. It's really super fine. It's finer than, for instance, the 01 by Micron. But let's compare it to a 0 point something. Oh, like a 005. I think there is one of those. Let me grab that. So here is the finest that I have in the sense of the sizing. So this is a 0.05. The nib goes very quickly because it's so fine, and in fact it's on a drier side. So I'll give you a few lines here, and then underneath it I've got this one. So I'd say that thickness probably very similar, although hard to compare now with the drier one. This one still feels a little bit sharper. So if I bring it up closer to see. So still I would go for this one, just love it so much. And although it's a 0.25, it's actually a lot finer than some of the 01s. I'll tell you exactly what these are and you'll be the judge of what sort of speaks more to you. But let's swatch out the 0.35, and that's quite a bit thicker, but it's still thinner than some of the, so for instance this one here, that's the Derwent Line Maker 0.3. Now this is 0.35 and it's thinner than this one. This is Pilot G-Tag 4 or 04, so that also kind of, I think this is looking a bit thinner. And then the final one is the Faber Castell Pit Pen, which is quite annoying with those ones. They don't give you any millimeters in here. It just says S, and so you do kind of comparison, I guess, guesswork. So I'd say it's very close to the Derwent Line Maker in 0.3. So those two are very close. So that's where I would compare it. So the 0.35 millimeters, it's still thinner than both Faber Castell Pit Pen S and the Derwent Line Maker 0.3. Okay. So things are less confusing. Let me, which one is that one? Just show you a couple of the things from here and put that one, let's see, here. Okay, so the first one, a little bit on a dry side, and I have to say the nib is almost completely gone, so I should be tossing it really. So this one is the first one. Micron 01. Great pens in general, really good quality, just the go-to, but like I said, the 005 runs out really quickly. Then we have second line. This one is the Staedtler Pigment Liner 01. Not my favorite because although it's black, it kind of looks like dark gray. And yeah, I think the nib is kind of goes really quickly in this one. Then the third one I actually quite like is the Uni Fineliner. It's water and fade proof pigment ink 0.1, so that's a good one. And did I say if these are, what does it say on here? So this is the one previously mentioned. This is also waterproof on paper, light fast it says. And the Pigma Micron is the micropigment ink for waterproof and fade proof fine liners. And then we have the one that I really love, this one here. So I'll give it a nice, oh, was it correct or not correct? No, it wasn't here. Actually, I like this one as well, so I'll give tick to both of those. But my all-time favorite is the 0.25. Please let me know if you heard any updates or news, if this pen is coming back, or if you know of a pen similar to this, because this is nothing beats it so far. Love it. I just love the crispiness of it. And yeah, I can't read in Japanese. This is made in Japan, and all I know is that it is water soluble, so I do like working with it that way as well. Introducing a bit of water kind of melts the ink a little bit, not too much, but very softly. I really enjoy that look. So those two get a star, so these are within my favorites. And then we have Derwent Line Maker, also a great one, but I have a 03 being the smallest nib, the finest. I need to try the finer nibs if they're available, because I do like it to be thinner. But in terms of working with it, I really enjoyed it as well. So it says here super fine, free flowing, permanent liner, and that's that. So that's a good one. This is the first ever pen I was really into when doing my fashion illustrations. I just absolutely adored it. That was the only pen and for years and years, and it was my own discovery. This is before YouTube days. I just loved it. Pilot G-Tech C4. It's gorgeous. It is water soluble, so again great for that sort of effect to let the ink run into the water. So that's going to be in my favorites, of course. Let's just give it so like that. So these are in my favorites. Faber Castell, not really in love with them, not sure why. First of all, like I said, I need thinner nibs, and this is the S. There is an XS as well, which mine has dried out, so I tossed it. That was a good one, I think. But in general, I don't know, I tend to gravitate towards those kind of four. But this is the Faber Castell Pitt Artist Pen, and it says here, Indian ink, waterproof, maximum light fastness. So all the good stuff for artists. And the other bonuses, you can get this pen in many, many colors. And yeah, so check it out if you're interested. Okay, so these are the fine liners that I wanted to mention. Then we have a couple of things, not too many things today, but we do have a few markers, and that's because I have been doing this certain art style. I can show you another piece I'm working currently on. So here we have like sort of the you know, sunset color theme going on. It's supposed to be fields and the sun going down, and that sort of a color palette vibe that I had in mind, but it's a very slow progression because this bit here I have been correcting it 4 or 5 times now, going over it and trying to create something that I would really enjoy, something, you know, that needs to be kind of balanced for me. So it's not finished It's far from being finished, but this is the sort of style I've been enjoying, and I do prefer a finer line than this, so I just grabbed this pen, but I should have gone for the thinner one, which I enjoy a lot more. But for this style, I'm using a lot of my acrylic markers for all the kind of patterns and the doodles. And there are a few actually, I forgot to take out another color, another couple of colors. So I'll go get them. It's actually 2 browns that I forgot to add, but I absolutely love it. It doesn't look too impressive in the cab, but on paper it's gorgeous. And I actually have it here. So for this sort of color palette, it looks beautiful. Like a caramel, like a dark caramel, let's say. Really, really delicious. And then I have the other one, which is lobster. Love the name, of course. Anything seafood will do nicely for me. So there we go. So we've got a few of those. And then I have a color palette, which I'm just going to pick one color, although I do like a lot of them, and it's not a palette that you can buy like that. I put it myself together, but yeah, there's one that is really, really my absolute favorite at the moment, and one watercolor as well. So let's go ahead and swatch things out. So I think I'm going to swatch out the watercolors first, then go into the Fineliners and finish with acrylic paint pens. By the way, I always title these pages with this pen actually. So the Muji is 0.35. I bought a big pack on Amazon, so if you're interested, I'll link it for you down below. And I don't even mention this brush anymore, but it's like my go-to brush, the 10-0 Quill. Really enjoy it. Had it for years. I've got another one. Yeah, just love it. I've got it actually in a bigger size as well. I just love it. It's just such a good brush. This one is the 2. Before actually I do the swatches, I just realized I was going to mention these 2 stamp sets as my favorite. Shameless plug, but these are the Swatch Joy and Color Palette. Color Palette is the latest stamp set that I released, and it is so much fun to create all sorts of different swatches with them and just study your colors, how they blend, how they mix, and I absolutely love it. And then the Swatch Joy, you may have watched a series. There is one more episode coming of a small series where I basically went through all of my Roman Schmal watercolors and put all the information regarding pigments and regarding transparency. I just need to fill in the light fastness, but basically all of it here in one place whenever I need to find you know, a color that I'm looking for, like a specific blue, because I'm intending to do this for all of my watercolors. That will be the next kind of big series that I'm planning. So that will be very, very useful. And then of course you can put them, like you can make a little hole and put them on a ring binder, or I think I might be keeping them in a bigger, like a basket or something. We'll see. But yeah, I'm just really enjoying it. And so I used this element with all these, well, some of the smaller elements here from the Swatch Joy set, and you can even create face illustrations. So this set is a little bit more playful, so you can do all the, you know, fun stuff with studying your colors and having all the info, but then also some sketchier bits here as well. All right, so let's crack on with the swatches. So I have Indian Summer as my favorite color from the Finetech this month. And if you are interested, there is a lovely palette which I would actually put into my favorites. Actually, shall I do this? This would be fun for you, wouldn't it? So there is a palette called Earth Set, and I didn't buy it because I realized I had 4 colors out of the 6 already in my other 2 palettes. So let me do that way. So I will swatch out all 6 so you know what the earth set looks like. Here we go, we've got 3 palettes. So the first one that you have in the earth set is Tibet Gold, and that would be here. I'm just going to drop a little dot of water. Then we have Golden Orange, that would be this one. Then we have Red Brown, that would be that one. Then we have Red, and that's this. And then we have Chocolate, and that's that. So we've got Bronze. I missed out on the Bronze, so the Bronze is here as well. I will swatch them out in the order that the palette comes when you buy the earth set. So the first color, Tibet Gold. I like this paint with less water and more of the mica. It really becomes quite solid and beautiful. Maybe I'll do round swatches. If you're curious how I have created this swatch card, is actually using this round element from the color palette set. In case I haven't mentioned, they're available on Alyona Creates Etsy. That is. Second color, Bronze. Bronze is right here. So let's go. You might wonder where the roadworks noise has gone. Don't worry. The boys have gone for lunch, so you pity me. I can do a bit of filming. Golden Orange. These colors look so beautifully together. I love that palette. I'm so glad that I actually checked before buying that earth set and realized that I already had 4 colors. It's a bit of a shame that they kind of repeat them. Oops, that's sorry, that's an Etsy purchase. Evidently I forgot to switch the sound off. Okay, so that was Golden Orange. Then we have Red Brown. That's here. This is gorgeous. It's got a color separation. If you want to see all of these swatches and you haven't yet, I will try to link the video. I've done it in a very recent video called September, Jackson's Art Haul, September 2022. Okay, so here we go. So 2 more colors. We have also red, which is this one. This one is like a cranberry red, really pretty. If you like face illustrations, this is a good one for like cheeks and a bit of golden sun-kissed skin. And recently I filmed a video, which is like a 3-part super long video tutorial for the moving doll illustrations, and I was talking about Cupid's bow. This is the palette that I meant. So there's loads of colors that have hardly any color as a base, so you can't really see anything, but if you put something dark underneath, for example, they pop. But for face illustrations, you could just use a couple of the colors, like the green or the blue for the eyes, for instance, to get them to like shimmer and pop a little bit, or the silver pearl, or the fine gold, or shining pink would be a great color, any one of those 3 for the Cupid's bow highlight. Okay, final. Chocolate is the 6th color that you get in the Earth set. Love all 6 colors. It would be very hard thing to do if I had to pick just one. Impossible, mission impossible it would be. So there we go. I will show you close-ups once they're dry, because then you'll see the full beauty of it. Okay, I'm going to go clean out the mica water now, and we will swatch out this color. This is a M. Graham watercolor, so it's honey based, and it never fully dries. That's the only downside. So if you have it in a palette where you squeeze it out, chances are it will never be completely solid, so you might, you know, get your finger in there or something and it can just travel around. Especially don't attempt, if you're going traveling, squeezing out a little pan hoping that it will dry over a day or 2. It never does. So this was squeezed out a while ago and it's still tacky. So let's swatch out this color. It's gorgeous. It's been recommended by one of my viewers and I love it. Azo Green is the color. It's so gorgeous, so juicy. The pigments are it's PY129. That's it. Oh yeah, just PY129. It's a series 3 color. So I'll do 2 swatches. I'll do one quite sort of saturated, and then another one with more water. So let's just build it up like so, and then more water. If you run out of palettes and you live somewhere close to seaside, oyster shells are fantastic. I always run out of mixing palettes. I always have some mixes going that I like and I feel bad just like washing the palette, so I leave it and I think, oh, next time I'll use that mix. So I have a lot of palettes, but they're usually busy or full with other colors. Okay, so here we go. Let's leave these to dry, and next up will be the fine liners.